Hey everyone, ready to dive into something really interesting. We're talking cryptocurrency and how it might, just might, shake up the whole financial world. You've heard the rumors, right?
It's definitely caught everyone's attention, not just about some digital coins anymore. This is about changing how we think about money itself.
Exactly. So, today, we're getting into it. Could crypto actually, is it really possible that it could overtake the stock market as we know it?
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? Fascinating to think about, but
Yeah.
let's start with where things stand right now.
Okay, ground us. What's the reality check? Think David versus Goliath. You've got the global stock market, this massive thing valued at, get this, $100 trillion. That's with a T.
Trillion. It's almost unfathomable.
And on the other side, crypto, the up-and-comer, sitting at what, around $1 trillion? Seems like no contest.
But here's where it gets interesting. DeFi, that's short for decentralized finance, it's already doing over $200 billion in transactions. Real money moving through this system.
Okay, hold on, DeFi. For those of us who don't speak crypto all day, break that down.
Imagine a bank, but it never closes. No one person or group in charge. You lend, borrow, trade, all directly, all powered by technology.
So like a whole parallel financial system.
Yeah.
And it's already moving billions. How does that even...
Blockchain, that's the
Yeah.
key. Secure, transparent transactions, no middleman needed. It's all about cutting out the old, slow ways of doing things.
Gotcha. So not magic, it's blockchain. Even better. But what about, who's actually using this stuff? It used to be just the techie folks, right?
Not anymore. And this is a big deal. We're seeing huge institutions like Tesla, JP Morgan, even Goldman Sachs. They're putting serious money into crypto.
Yeah. Like when Tesla dropped, what was it, $1.5 billion on Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Everyone freaked out. That wasn't just some company making a statement. It told everyone crypto was serious business.
And it makes sense. Smart investors, they're always looking for where to put their money, especially when things are uncertain. Bitcoin, it's like digital gold, some people say. Protects against inflation.
Right, like when your money's worth less over time because everything costs more, you want something that holds its value.
Exactly. And stable coins, they're important too.
Yeah.
Like a bridge between regular money and crypto makes it easier for these big institutions to get involved.
Okay, so we've got this potential big players moving in, but what's a real-world example of this actually playing out?
Well, let's stick with Tesla for a second.
So Tesla buying Bitcoin, it wasn't just the news, right? Their stock, it did something pretty crazy afterward.
People noticed. It was a huge signal, right? Like, if Tesla's taking this seriously, maybe everyone should. Their stock actually went up after that announcement.
Investors, they love that kind of validation. Speaking of big moves, there's MicroStrategy. Talk about going all in.
They basically said, Bitcoin. We believe in this more than holding regular money. Made it their main way of storing value, like their treasury.
And their stock. I mean, talk about a wild ride.
It went, well, some would say through the roof, over 500% gains after that decision.
Mind-blowing, right. This old-school company using crypto to crush it in a market that's been around forever.
Shows you the potential for, shaking things up a bit.
Yeah.
But look, it's not just Bitcoin we're talking about here. The crypto world, it's way bigger than just one thing.
Right, Ethereum. That's the other name everyone throws around. What's the difference? What makes it special?
So Bitcoin, it's like digital cash, right? Ethereum, it's more like, imagine a decentralized computer you can build on. That's what they call a platform.
Okay, so not just money itself, but a whole bunch of different applications built on top of it.
Exactly. Decentralized applications, they call them dApps. Could change everything from, I don't know, how we track products to how we vote even.
Wild.
Yeah.
And it all runs on this Ethereum thing. Okay, so give me an example, something concrete.
Uniswap. It's a decentralized exchange. Basically, trade crypto without needing a broker or a bank in the middle.
So like cutting out the traditional financial players entirely. Bold. Reminds me of, remember a while back when Robinhood got huge?
Everyone became a day trader.
Yeah. And a lot of them, they went straight for crypto. Younger people, they get this stuff. It's natural to them.
The digital natives, that's what they call them, grew up with the internet. So this whole world of like online trading, it's just normal.
So we've got the potential for huge profits, big companies getting involved, and this whole new generation who gets it. But will it? Really? Will crypto actually take over the world?
$1 trillion question, right? It's complicated.
No crystal ball here, huh?
Wish I had one. But we can look at what makes it exciting and what's holding it back. One of the coolest things, I think, is the decentralization. taking power away from, the big institutions, putting it back in the hands of individuals.
Wall Street to Main Street sort of thing.
Exactly. And access. Think about parts of the world where banks are hard to come by. Crypto just needs the internet, that's it.
So it could be a way to bring more people into the financial system.
That's the hope some people have. And don't forget, we already mentioned it, but this younger generation, they're comfortable with this stuff. Makes sense to them.
Grew up on the internet, trading digital assets. It's probably second nature by now.
Right. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, is it? There are some big challenges, too.
Yeah, let's be real. The volatility. Things can go up or down so fast in the crypto world, it's enough to make anyone's head spin.
Understatement. Like riding a roller coaster blindfolded. Exciting, but
Risky.
very. Makes it tough for businesses to use, too. Like, imagine if the price of, I don't know, a cup of coffee changed wildly every minute.
Chaos.
Yeah.
And then there's the security issues, right? Seems like every other week there's a new hack, some big theft. Makes you nervous to put your money in.
For sure. Blockchain itself, the technology, it's very secure. But the places where you buy and sell, the platforms, those can be vulnerable.
Like the early days of the internet, right? Potential, but you got to be careful.
Good analogy. And speaking of things to be careful of, let's talk regulation. Governments, they're still trying to figure out what to do with crypto.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it cuts both ways. On one hand, regulations can make things more stable, attract those big investors who are nervous right now.
Legitimizes it in a way.
Right. But too many rules, and it could stifle innovation, slow things down, give the old ways of doing things a chance to catch up.
Tricky balance.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's coming, though, whether we like it or not. So putting it all together, the good, the bad, the unknown, what's the verdict? Will crypto take over?
Honestly, too early to tell. We're in the really early days here.
It's like we're watching a movie,
Yeah.
but it's real life, and we don't even know the ending yet.
And not just A&Y movie, it's like one of those big epic ones with twists and turns you don't see coming.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so fascinating, right? It's not just about, oh, this coin went up, that one went down. It's way bigger than that.
It makes you question, like, what IS money, really?
Yeah.
How do we decide what's valuable? We take it for granted, but this stuff changes. It has changed before, and it could change again in ways we can't even imagine.
Mind-blowing. And that's why we do these deep dives, right? To get
Yeah.
past the headlines, the hype, all that, and actually understand what's going on, what might shape the future even. So we've covered a lot about crypto and, could it or couldn't it become bigger than the stock market? What's the one thing you want our listeners to walk away with?
Don't assume you know how it's going to play out, that's for sure. The future of money, it's not written yet. Technology, different generations seeing things differently, even governments trying to figure it out. Crypto's just one part of it, but it's a big part, with the potential to change. Well, everything, maybe.
So buckle up, basically.
Buckle up, pay attention, and don't be surprised if the world looks different than you thought it would in a few years.
Love it. A huge thank you to you, our expert, for walking us through all of this. Seriously, so much to think about.
Happy to be here, anytime.
And to everyone listening, thank you, EO, for joining us on this deep dive. It's been wild. It's been thought-provoking. And hey, that's what we're going for. Until next time, keep learning, keep asking questions, and we'll see you out there in the digital world.